Welcome back, everybody, to the Dave Knows Comics live stream. I'm your host, David Lee. Thank you for joining me on the program today. And as you can see, and as I'm sure you no doubt know from the Twitter machine, is I'm doing a brand new Build Your Own Team, but this time one of my own design, and this time featuring the Justice League of America, especially since you guys seem to like the last live stream so much when we did the Avengers, following that popular meme that is going around. So I decided, why not make one with the JLA? And as I mentioned previously, I'm not the biggest fan of how that the tier system on that last one went down. So I figured make this one a little more fair. Hey, Dale, how you doing? Good to see you. So yeah, go ahead and give the list a look. I will go ahead and switch over here. So make sure you check this out and tell me what. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna hear you. We're gonna hear you out. But be sure that you give your answers one at a time. Okay, don't blur the whole team out. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. Let's really think about this. So, if you have your team set, we're going to do them one at a time. Now, since I made this, it's going to be a little unfair if I give my answers off the bat because I made this. So, also keep that in mind too. But yeah, I'll give you a second. Mull it over if you haven't seen it. So, give it a look. See what you think. And welcome to everybody joining the chat, and thank you for the likes. You guys are awfully quiet today, aren't you? Okay, so let's see who do we got now. All right, so all right, welcome. Hey, Ron. Whoa, easy. Oh, you're asking, yeah, easy. Slow down. Okay, Dale's first pick is Batman. All right, Ron Hawthorne, is that Barry or Wally? Great question. For me, it is Wally because as far as I'm concerned, Wally is the fastest man alive. Now I know they've changed it where Barry seems to be getting the lead in that again, but as far as I'm concerned, it's still Wally. So I'll put it this way: I'll allow you to pick whatever Flash you want, but for me, it's Wally. But for you, it's whoever you prefer. Yeah, so let's get into that. So Dale's first pick is Batman. Now, of course, I figured this was going to be an obvious one for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to choose Batman, no doubt. I I toiled with the idea. Like, I wanted to put him in the top tier in the most expensive slot. I didn't because I can't justify a dude with no powers being that high price. And as you notice, you also see that Shazam or Captain Marvel is not there either, and that was rough. I wanted to put him in, but ultimately, I wanted to have people who would a variety of powers because, as I mentioned for the Avengers list, it was a bit problematic for me how there were so many similar people. It's like, why would you pay more for this guy versus this guy when they're pretty much the same person? It made no sense to me. So, like, you'll see, there's just Hawkman, not Hawk Girl or Hawk Woman, Shira Hall. Neither one of them. It's just I had to pick one, and I just picked Hawkman. There was no rhyme or reason behind it. So Batman, I wanted to put in the top tier because I just figure everybody's going to want it. So some people are going to say, and Ron, who is your first pick, by the way? Uh, and so I knew some people were going to pick. I knew a lot of people were going to pick Batman. But when you're dealing with Superman, when you're dealing with Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Flash, and Green Lantern, I just could not justify putting them in the top tier. So I put them in the second tier. So a lot of people are probably going to look at Batman as being the number one, the biggest steal of this game. Because as I mentioned last time, I thought that Scarlet Witch was easily the biggest steal at $2. So, and you notice my list is also short. I made this a little bit easier so you can play around with it, and the math works out in a different way. So Dale Santifer says, Hawkman as in human or the alien? Good question, woman. If you want to switch Katar to Shire Hall, go right ahead. You're more than welcome to do so. Yeah, so anyway, that was my justification. Now, Batman has no powers, and now if you notice on the bottom tier, I kept a lot of people with no powers, except for Black Canary does have the Scream, and Red Tornado is a robot. but I couldn't justify putting Batman in the bottom tier. Like I know nobody would. Hey, people, not people would be mad at that. Hey, peace to you as well, Muhammad, and hello to everyone else as well. But so I knew I couldn't justify them. So justification wise, and I wanted to stick to just five because the math breaks down pretty easily. Because if you pick everybody in the third tier, you could get all five of those members for the $15. The top tier, you could only get three, and one you could get all five in the bottom row, and then two on top. So the breakdown is, I think, more interesting this way mathematically. Okay, so also you see, so the top tier easily DC's. The other reason why this is a little different from Marvel, especially the MCU game that the last game was, the last game with the MCU, there's not as much discrepancy between the characters. There's no like S class guys and bottom tier guys. Like everybody's kind of in the middle. Like even though Black Widow technically has no powers, she's not that far removed from Captain America. Like they have they have mentioned that she could probably stand toe to toe. Like they probably would have put on a good fight, even though that doesn't really make sense. They've mentioned that. Oh, Muhammad, easy, easy, easy. Oh yeah. Oh, you're just reading top tier. Yeah, yeah. Easy. You have $15. You can't. So, but we're revealing our answers one at a time. We're still waiting for Ron Hawthorne's first pick and Muhammad's first pick. Yeah, Muhammad, you definitely can't just pick everybody in the first row. If you're just naming people in the first row, wait, no, you're not. Yeah, wait, no, that's not how the team works. You got only have $15 at the top. You can only spend $15. You can't pick all those. You have to spend only $15. That puts you over budget. Superman, Wonder Woman, and GL already. That's your entire budget. So you can't get Flash and Batman. You got to pick it slowly. And we're revealing one pick at a time. Okay, so Dale's second pick is Hawkman. Not bad. Are you picking the alien Hawkman or are you picking Carter Hall? Anyway, so Ron, looking for your answer. Muhammad, who's your first pick? Okay, Inigo Montoya. Martian Manhunter is a good pick. First pick. Very good. So yeah, the top tier guys, we see all of their powers. Like Green Lantern's probably the weakest person there. Flash, I almost wanted to put in the second tier, but you can't justify it just because the dude's faster than light and can turn back time. So Inigo Montoya, Martian Manhunter, a good pick. John Jones as well for Ron Hawthorne. Very good, very good. Good guy who can do pretty much everything Superman can. Easier weakness with fire, except that Martian Manhunter sometimes doesn't have laser vision, sometimes he does, but he has the added benefit of being able to read minds and shapeshifting. So, yeah, John Jones, very good first pick. Okay, so I almost want to make this dirty. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. But part of me is tempted to make this dirty, and once somebody picks somebody, everyone else can't pick them. But I'm not going to do that. If the list was bigger, I would definitely, I would play that game where I would make everybody have to choose. But anyway, so okay, so John Jones and Batman first picks. Muhammad, still waiting for your first pick. Let's see who you got there, buddy. I'm very curious to know who you want to bring up on this list. Let's see what you got. But yeah, so okay, so two votes for Martian Manhunter is their first pick. Very good. Is a heart and soul of Justice League. I agree. I hate it when they take him out of the Justice League too. Like, they've taken him out of the comic book several times. It's a major reason why I've had a hard time accepting Cyborg on the Justice League. Aside from the fact that Cyborg's also really he's a Teen Titan always through and through. Teen Titan. There's nothing wrong with that. But as you can see, I did include him on the list in the $3 tier, along with Batman, Aquaman, Hawkman, and the Atom. All there. And yes, I included the Atom in the thinking of the third tier instead of the bottom tier because A, he does have a superpower, and yes, the Thanos theory. Batman. So Muhammad's going. So two votes for Batman, two votes for John Jones, the Martian Manhunter. If I have to pick only one, is Batman. Okay, so that's your first pick. That's your first pick. Okay, so two picks for Batman. Also, guys, tell me who you think the biggest steal is in this game. Who do you think is the biggest steal, and who do you think is the one who is most overpriced, shall we say? Because I think that's important. I think no one ever agrees on that. So, and now on the bottom tier is people who mostly don't have powers. Red Tornado's the only one there, but to be honest, I will put him on the list for his low popularity. I was gonna have Booster Gold on there, so he could be with Blue Beetle, but let's be real here. Booster Gold, despite the fact that he's a dork, he is insanely powerful. He does have a lot of power. So let's bring the tier system up again. So Red Tornado, I just figured he's not that popular, but yet is a member that gets featured a lot for Justice League, so why not put him on there? The question, love the question. That's not Renee Montoya. For me, it is Vic Sage. That's the question for me. I love the question. I like Renee Montoya as her own character. Blue Beetle is Ted Kord specifically. If you put Jaime Reyes on there, I think Jaime is way too powerful it would be hard for me to justify Jaime Reyes being in the dollar tier. So I put Ted Cord there because he's just a regular dude. So like that made more sense to me. So this one, aside from all the others, this one is the one I'm a little more specific about. Like specifically, this is Ted Cord because of his lack of powers. Then you got Black Canary, heck of a fighter, and the Sonic Scream. You could argue that maybe she is a bit underpriced. She's a bit of a steal because she's one of the best fighters there is. But also, hey, we got Green Arrow. So for you guys out there who might not be able to afford the Batman, and you want a guy who's a pretty smart dude, billionaire, good detective, pretty good fighter, not the best fighter, but a good fighter, and also comes with bows and arrows. Ollie's not the worst idea. Okay, whoa, Dale. Okay, Dale, moving on. Be back later. All right, Mohammed, what about the rest of your team? Okay, you think Cyborg's overpriced? Whoa, Mohammed, whoa, give me the rest of your team before you leave. Okay, so Nika Montoya says, love Green Lantern. Oh, okay, you think Black Canary is the biggest steal? Yeah, because she is one of the best fighters in DC. Okay, so time for the second picks. Dale's got his whole team up. Dale's team is Batman, Hawkman, and Blue Beetle. Wait a minute. Oh, that's not his whole team. That's just three picks. Sorry. So he's got. So that puts you at $7. So okay, that's actually pretty solid for only $7. You're only halfway there. You got Batman, Hawkman, and Black Canary. Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say? Blue Beetle. I apologize. So seven deep. Now I will say your team is very with Ted Cord and Batman. You do have a bit of a heavy detective kind of thing. And if it's Carter Hall, you do have kind of, and he's also Carter Hall was a police officer too. So you have a pretty heavy law enforcement kind of team. Not that that's bad, but there are several things with the remaining $8 that you have to think about. You are lacking strength. You are lacking genuine, like real big superpowers. You do have flight. Hawkman's the most powerful guy you have, but you are lacking a bit of you're definitely lacking strength, durability. So I would say keep that in mind for your remainder picks. Smiley Cat, what's going on? Your first pick has to be Aquaman. He's a super strong, super durable, and accelerate here. Very smart. Good. Caught on that Aquaman is another guy that may not be the most popular, but you find that he is at $3. Not bad. He's not a bad pick, especially with how powerful they made him in recent years. So yeah, not a bad first pick, Smiley Cat. I do enjoy that. And Muhammad says that Cyborg is overpriced, and I understand that. And again, much shout out. Good picks with Martian Manhunter up top. All right, let's see. Okay, time to move on to your second picks. If you haven't made your second picks already. Okay, Bally says, welcome to the chat, Bally. Superman is your first pick. Yep, it's kind of hard to go against Superman as a first pick. He can do it all. And despite the fact that he is, in a lot of ways, very similar to Martian Manhunter, but Martian Manhunter has shape-shifting and mind and telepathic abilities, as I said, Martian Manhunter's weakness is a little more obvious. It's a little more accessible. It's like fire. It's like regular people have fire. Kryptonite has to be something. It doesn't exist in the real world. It's not that common. Fire, on the other hand, anybody can go across fire. But also, Superman is definitely stronger than Martian Manhunter, and Superman has other virtues as a plot armor, just has him winning all the time. All right, Ron Hawthorne and Bailey both going to Batman in the second pick. Okay. All right, Dale. Ooh, Dale's moving on. Nice, Dale. Moving on. Your next pick is Green Lantern. So you have $3 remaining. Green Lantern is your next pick. Okay, so now your team is beefing up a little bit. Interesting strategy because now you can't pick anyone else from the top tier. So you only have Green Lantern. That does pick up in the strength department. Not quite as much as some of the other heroes on the top tier, but interesting first pick. If you're only going to pick one guy from the top tier, you pick Green Lantern. Interesting choice. I'm also personally, and by the way, it's a picture of Hal. Again, if you want to be a different Green Lantern, go ahead. But for me, it's Hal. Anyway, interesting first pick, and the reason why is what you get out of Hal is a few things. You get strength, sure, not as much as Superman, but you do have the construct, you do have the willpowers, you do have that. But another advantage and another reason why I put Hal on the top tier is not only does he have all the powers with the ring, but his military background and his leadership ability. One thing that the Justice League has always lacked in comparison to the Avengers is leadership, because Avengers have Captain America, and he's the leader of all leaders. That's the dude. Okay, and while Hal's not up to that speed, You can make the argument that John Stewart as well. You can switch him out if you want to for a different Green Lantern, but John Stewart as well, with their note, they tend to have really strong leadership skills. Again, they may not be as good as Captain America, and as far as I'm concerned, Dick Grayson is actually the best leader in all of DC Comics. But that is something you do get with like Superman may be the most powerful, but he's really not the best leader. He's never really shown reasons to think that, oh, he should be the leader. Yeah, he's the most powerful, but not necessarily the best leader. So you get leadership. That he's probably the only guy on this list. And yes, I did think about putting Dick Grayson on, but Nightwing, but I didn't. So anyway, Green Lantern, well, may not be the strongest, does have leadership over he's probably the best leader of everybody on that team. Okay, second pick from Smiley Cat is Cyborg, because he gets flight, and I love that you're given the reasons. Flight is technopathy, and super senses are pretty useful. Ooh, okay, so second pick. Okay, so now that's $2 in the $3 well. That's $6. $6 for you, Smiley Cat. You still got plenty of cash to go. $9 left. You can just empty out the rest of the $3 well if you want to, but yeah, $6. So you're going with the technological side. Aquaman gives you a lot of durability, a lot of strength. You do get a lot of the techno robotic stuff with Cyborg. Very, very smart. And again, which is common here, unless you go with like a lot of members of the top tier, there is a lacking of strength for your team. So you have plenty of money left. So, but just be aware of the strength thing. I would say, just look out for it. Make sure that you don't overlook it. Just my recommendation. Ron Hawthorne's third pick is Aquaman. Aquaman. Okay, so Ron Hawthorne, your first pick being with Ron Hawthorne, your first pick being John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, second pick being Batman, third pick being Aquaman. That puts you at John Jones, Batman, and Aquaman. That puts you at, why am I struggling with this? $11. Okay. $11, right? Yeah, $11. Okay, got a little bit of money left. Like to see where you go next with all this. Fifth pick for Dale Santaford is Green Arrow. Green Arrow for $1. Okay, do me a favor, guys. Hey, Dave, I'm currently cleaning. Good job. Stay clean, buddy. All right, guys, so I don't have to keep scrolling back. Do me a favor. When you announce your next picks, just name your entire team. Just make my life slightly easier. But AJ, thank you for being here while you're cleaning. And hey, give me your picks too. I would like it. And hey, I'll throw up the big screen so it makes it a little easier for you to see. All right, so just do me a favor, guys, and announce your whole team. So, okay, so Aquaman, okay, pretty good in the strength department, makes up for Batman and his lack of strength, but you also have John Jones, so pretty stacked team in terms of power. Not that worried about your team on that front. You are lacking a little bit of speed, though, and I know the obvious cure for that is Flash, but I'm just saying, as a whole, you don't have the fastest team necessarily. Cyborg is also pretty quick, something else that Cyborg's skills give him. Let me figure. And Bally, so Bally's in the list. Superman, okay, that's an easy one. And then your second pick is Batman, easy one. You got the world's finest right there. I am curious to know where you're going with this Bally, so yes. So start doing me a favor, typing out your entire teams just to give me a heads up. And Bally, definitely waiting for your third pick. Let's see who you got, because right now you're at $8, still got $7 left. Base up, what is up, base up? He says, yo, whoa, easy, one at a time, buddy, one at a time, base up, but okay, you're just catching up. All right, so Martian Manhunter, Flash, Cyborg, Green Arrow, and Black Canary. Okay, and that's your $15. Okay, somebody didn't want to follow the rules and just go their whole team, but okay, it's fine. We're doing it's okay. All right, so base up is giving us that team. Okay, so that gives you $15 flat. Martian Manhunter, Flash, and Cyborg, Green Arrow, and Black Canary. All right, solid pick. Just got it's okay. It's okay, base up. It's not a big deal. Just trying to do this to eat this out so we can get so much more time built a drama. If I really wanted to build a drama, I would make this list longer and make it once someone picks it, nobody is allowed to say it anymore. I said, but I'm not doing that. All right, third pick for Smiley Cat is Wonder Woman. She's a master warrior, incredibly strong, durable, and fast, and her lasso of truth is useful in some situations. Very good, Smiley. I love the justifications you're giving. Also, so okay, so base up is giving me. I actually like your team. That's pretty solid. Not in a bad way, but you're pretty heavy in the brain department too. Again, it's not a bad thing, but depending on, we also, for legacy characters, we are allowing you to tell me which version you would like of the character. But you're pretty brain heavy. I know it's pretty smart guy. A lot of smart guys. Martian Manhunter. I mean, yeah, he's from a more advanced civilization, but on top of that, he can read minds. So even if he was a dummy on Mars, he can still read minds. So that gives you a leg up. Uh, I know the Justice League cartoon played Flash like an idiot, but Barry is definitely a scientist, and Wally is sometimes smart. Cyborg also very smart. Green Arrow smart. So yeah, Black Canary pretty smart. Black Canary is like Black Canary is Batman's the best on the list for me. Batman's the best fighter, and Black Canary's the second best fighter. So it's actually a pretty well-rounded team. I actually don't have any real complaints about that. Yeah, the one smart guy you are missing though, not that it's a big deal, is the Atom. Like the Atom is that is probably the second smartest guy on that list. It's not a big deal because like if you want to say I'm not getting anything out of the Atom, believe me, I'm not complaining here. But yeah, pretty smart cat. Okay, so Smiley Cat, third pick is Wonder Woman. We established that very good. Bally said I wanted to pick Wonder Woman, but that could affect the lineup due to the cost. Yes, due to that, your third pick is Red Tornado because he's got speed and strength. Yeah, see, there's the good one. Red Tornado is definitely one of those guys that his speed is kind of overlooked. I will point this out: the robotic guys, Cyborg and Red Tornado, are faster than you think. While Flash is of course the fastest, he is the most expensive out of the quick guys. And so even though those two can't tap into the Speed Force or anything, they are pretty quick, and that is something to keep in mind. Speed is a virtue. Okay, so let's see. So, very smart pick, Bally. Dale says your Justice League team is Batman, Hawkman, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Black Canary, Blue Beetle, and Red Tornado. Wow. Yeah, you get a lot of bang for your buck. I think by staying out of the top. Okay, so let's see. So Batman, Hawkman, 3, 3. Green Arrow is 1. 7 plus Green Lantern, 12. Uh, yeah, all right. Wow, man. Oh, you actually made a. Your team's actually. Okay, maybe I didn't map this out as good as I thought because man, you got a lot for your money. Um, yeah, that's actually a really strong team. Okay, Inigo Montoya says Martian Manhunter, Batman, the Atom, Red Tornado, Green Arrow, Black Canary, and Blue Beetle. So let's look at that. So that's $5, $3. Um, that brings us to 8. And then we have the Atom, which is 11. Red Tornado, Green Arrow. Okay, and then okay. Wow, nobody likes the question, huh? All right, but yeah, Inigo Montoya, another great big team. Bang for your buck. All right, guys, I'll give you a second to look things over again, just to let everyone catch up. Yeah, because I figured somebody would pick the question, but I guess question's not the most popular guy, huh? Okay, so yeah, let's look at this real quick. Okay, fifth pick is question. All right, I guess I guilted everybody. I guess I guilted Bally into that. Um, yeah. All right, let's see. What? Yeah, base up. I said earlier that I wanted to put. Yeah, Inigo Montoya. Well, see, I guess Batman does make the question a little redundant. That's a good point, Inigo Montoya. The only reason I did that is just because I figured his price point for a dollar makes him a decent steal. But yeah, oh yeah, base up. The reason why I don't have Shazam was because I looked at it. It's like the top tier, the five. Like I wanted to keep it a list of five, five and five and five. There's no way I can justify putting Shazam on a lower tier, and there's no way I could justify taking any of those top guys on the top tier down. And who would I get rid of? So it'd be he has to be the top tier. And when I looked at it power wise, he's very similar to Superman. So I was like, there's no point in having both of them. And you can't not have Superman in the Justice League thing. So Mr. Fawcett Comics from Shazam or Captain Marvel, whatever you want to call him, He is out. No Plastic Man. I did really. I maybe I should have put Plastic Man instead of the question. Uh, okay, so Black Canary. Oh yeah, Bally, just do me a favor. Give me your whole team, just so I can take a look at it in totality. Uh, should have replaced the question with Zatanna, but the Zatanna. I thought about Zatanna, but she's so powerful. Like she's so powerful. I would have to put her in the third tier. I could have put her there instead of Cyborg, but even at $3, I thought that was a little too low because she's Zatanna. She can do like so much. And the same thing like Doctor Fate. I want to put Doctor Fate on the thing, but again, like because I looked at it from power wise more than I looked at it from popular. I put popular like power was my first criteria. Second was popularity, and that was how I looked at it. I didn't want to put it to, but I did. I put, but popularity was only like a minor thing. Like it only affected people like Red Tornado. I didn't want to put like because DC just has way too many overpowered characters. Because but if you look at it power wise, Zatanna has to be top tier. Shazam has to be top tier, and then this whole game just becomes like top flight people. Your team wins. All right, Harry Wilson, your team. Okay, well, since you're coming on late, I guess you might as well just give me your whole team. So yeah, guys, just give me your whole teams at this point in time. Forget this one at a time stuff. Let's just go for it. All right, Harry Flynn says that your team is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, and Black Canary. Dude, too much money. $15. Superman, Wonder Woman. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I forgot. I keep thinking Batman's a top tier guy. Okay, so that's $10. I apologize, Harry. That's my bad. That's me not even knowing my own list. Not even knowing my own game. Superman, Wonder Woman, $10. $3 for Batman, $13. Okay, actually, that's a pretty solid team. Why do you say your team wins automatically, Harry? I don't know. Dale's got a solid team himself, and so okay. Blue Beetle in question came from Charlotte Comics. That is true. I know. That's true. Yeah, I know. I know they're not exactly DC characters, OG DC characters either, but nonetheless, I thought for the bottom tier, Ted Cord fit. The question fit because again, no powers. That's how I had that bottom tier. The no match. Well, you have no magic carries. I don't. I know that's true. I could have taken someone out of the top tier and replaced them with Doctor Fate. I definitely could have done that. That's true. I am lacking magic in this scenario. Base Up says Flash pretty much one shot probably everyone besides Superman. Yeah, Martian Manhunter and maybe Green Lantern and Wonder Woman. Yeah, that's definitely accurate. I definitely agree with that. But this is because when I was making this is when I realized I'm like, this is why this game isn't as fun for DC as it is for the Avengers, and again, especially MCU, because the MCU they're all a little more even, and there's a little more room to play with it. Like everybody, there's not like leaps and bounds of differences between everybody, where DC has like a ton of OPS class characters. And it's like, okay. And it's like, at this point in time, it's like, yeah, do I even need the whole team? I was like, I just got Superman. I'll call it a day. But now, if you think about it, is that your team is going against someone else's team, like Harry's doing, where he says his team wins, then it's a different story. Because now it's not about just solving any problem. Now it's just fighting someone else whose team can be like yours. That's the question. All right, so yeah, Smiley Cat says, okay, finally, Black Canary. I like how you're eking out Black Canary, the master martial artist that she is, with the sonic scream, powerful enough to shatter metal. So while your whole team is Aquaman, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Black Canary. I like this team. And Batman and Black Canary, very good fighting team. Wonder Woman and Aquaman have the strength. So even though you don't have the big blue Boy Scout, those two definitely make up for strength. And Cyborg is very strong. It's just in comparison to like Wonder Woman, it's like, not so much. But you got Cyborg in the mix as well with the technology. So pretty fair. But yeah, I didn't think about it. I was aware of it, but not as much. But yeah, the lack of magic on this panel definitely does hurt. Now I wish I took out somebody for I don't know who I'd taken out though. I don't know who I could put because as I said, Doctor Fate just too strong. Zatanna, it's just too strong. I got booking on my side. You got booking on your side. Oh, all right, that's how it rolls. Oh, so you're picking you're picking like a DC. You're picking like Dan DiDio. You're picking like Jim Lee. Yeah, do you want to go with booking? Okay. My team is most well-rounded because you have strength, fights, smarts, fighting, and speed. Yes, and Inigo Montoya, do me a favor. Repost your team just so everyone who's just joining us can see. Bally has Superman, Batman, Red Tornado, Ted Cord, the Blue Beetle, The Question, Black Canary, and Aquaman. Cool. The weird thing is that when I was a kid, the big three were Batman, Superman, and Aquaman. Then I got a little bit older, and then it was like Batman, Superman, Green Lantern. But the whole time, DC was insisting to me that the big three was Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. And I think it is now, but when I was a kid, that was never how it is. Like, Aquaman was cool, like, when I was a kid. Kind of like the Penguin. The Penguin was a Batman villain. Like, he was, like, right underneath the Joker. And then somewhere along the lines, he got lame, and then people stopped liking the Penguin. And then he just kind of... Now I think the Penguin's, like, going to come back. I do think it's very weird that Colin Farrell's going to be the Penguin, though. Anyway, wait, do we get legacy characters? Any of your legacy characters that you see, you can switch them out for a different member of that legacy that you loved. So if you see, and even Hawkman, if you see Hawkman run replacement with Hawkwoman, feel free to. If you want to use Katar Hall or Carter Hall, it's up to you. If you want to use, John Stewart or Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner. I like Kyle a lot, but no one's gonna pick Kyle Rayner. You're picking John Stewart. You're picking Hal Jordan. I like Kyle. I like Kyle. Kyle's like, but I know nobody's gonna pick Kyle Rayner, or Guy Gardner. No one's picking him. But if you want to, sure, go right ahead. Yeah, so Barry, Wally, you could do that. You can't but you can't like swap out the Flash for Doctor Fate. You can't do that. But legacy characters you can of course switch. And again, the Hawk person you can switch out as well. And if you want to switch out Vic Sage, the question for Renee Montoya, you can do that as well. Black Canary, you can switch her out for the older version of Black Canary that had no powers, but like, why would you? Terry McGinnis. Oh yeah, I guess you could. If you wanted to switch out Bruce Wayne for Terry McGinnis, you definitely can. I got no problem with that. And in fact, I'd applaud you for it. Good for you. You thought Robot Superman instead of Martian Man. Well, then you want Cyborg Superman instead of Martian Manhunter. Okay, interesting pick. You want to pick Cyborg and Cyborg Superman, so you could have a Cyborg tag team. Question inspiration for another character from DC Watchmen. That is true. He was originally supposed to be Question, but because of legal rights, Alan Moore had to change him over to be a more original character because all the Watchmen were actually had their basis in Charlton Comics characters. All right. But yeah, good point. Okay, so Inigo Montoya has Martian Manhunter, Batman, the Atom, Black Canary, Green Arrow, Red Tornado, and Blue Beetle. Red and blue. Look at that. Okay. Bit of the redundancy on the. I say. See, a lot of people are saying that like the question is a bit redundant if you have Batman, but I also think there's a bit of redundancy having Ted Kord in Batman. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And again, like power wise, Batman has no powers. He should be on the bottom tier. But I knew it in good conscience, I can't put Batman in $1 tier. Like that's ludicrous. Okay, no, I know not Cyborg Superman. Not Cyborg Superman. The Superman that fought Andres. Oh. Well, why don't you just pick Superman? Why don't you just pick Superboy Prime or at it off? You want to? You want to cheat? Okay. All right, my bad. All right. Nick Montoya, I want Jaime Reyes instead of Ted Kord. Okay, as I said, you could do that. That was the one I'm a little more specific about, only because Jaime Reyes gets put on such a way higher tier level. But all right, but legacy characters, fair is fair. I'll let you do it. Not that I can stop you. There's nothing I could do about it. Like, hey, no, you can't. Like, no, there's really nothing I can do. All right. I would have picked the classic lineup: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. But couldn't afford it. Exactly. Like I wanted to put the core five as the top tier, but just breakdown wise I couldn't put it. Or maybe just I could have even put the original seven up top. Just added Batman and Aquaman up there. Oh, thank you, Ben Espinoza. Ben Espinoza, what is your team? Smiley Cat says, I absolutely love this. I'm very glad. Could we do the villains? Ooh, let's do Legion of Doom. Now, that's actually a more even contest. Oh, I like where your head's at, Smiley Cat. If there is a next time. Hey, it's a good idea. I'm down for that. And yeah, the Legion of Doom, I think, is going to be a way closer contest than the Justice League. So yeah, I'm down to do a Legion of Doom version of this. Yeah, I'm totally down. I'm going to get working on that. I like it, Smiley Cat. So yeah, keep your eyes out down on the Twitter machine. Okay, so if you haven't given your entire team, now is the time. Ben Espinoza, I know you're new to or you're just coming on now. So Ben Espinoza, your entire team, everybody reprint your. We should do a wrestling version of this. Harry, I thought about that, but like, what would we do? Like, what's the team for? And like, how would you determine tier levels? I could do it. Yeah, we could do a Masters of Evil version 2. We could also do that for the Marvel side as well. But yeah, Legion of Doom I'm more psyched for. I definitely want to do. Whoa, 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 easy pace up. Just because of that, I'm gonna have to break that up. So you're not allowed to pick all those guys. I'm gonna have to financially do it to you, so you can't get away with that. No, not that Legion of Doom, Harry Flynn, the other one, the comic book, the Super Friends one. I assumed you were making a joke, but then again, I realized that there's a chance that maybe you're just too young to remember Legion of Doom because, yeah, that was a cartoon. That was a cartoon when I was a kid. It's called Super Friends, and the bad guys were the Legion of Doom. And yeah, I hate to shatter your dreams on this, but yeah, Hawk and Animal, the Road Wars, they got from a movie. Legion of Doom, they got from the cartoon. So yeah, so all right, so post your teams for this the Justice League team right now. We'll discuss. And by the way, if you haven't said so already, tell me who do you think is the biggest steal? Who's the biggest steal on this list? Who are you getting away with the most, and who is the most overpriced? Bendis continues to change too much of Superman mythos. He does. He absolutely does. That's what Bendis does, man. It's like I like Brian Michael Bendis's work. There's a lot of things he's done that I liked a lot, but then there's a lot of times I think he goes way too far. I'm like, oh no, he's doing this. Like, he's going to that well again. It's like Frank Miller. Frank Miller has done so much good, but then he gets sometimes a little too Frank Millery for his own good, and you're like, oh, he's gone to that well again. Like, whoa, DK2. Oh no, no, no. This should have been good, but no. It's like, oh, Batman All Star. Yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, Batman's the real steal. Flash is overpriced. See, I almost thought about putting Flash in the $3 tier, but it's like he can go back in time and he can run faster than light. I just couldn't rationalize, and I was like, he's got to be top tier. I mean, like he's got to be. You want to say Batman's the biggest steal? I kind of figured that. I figured a lot of people were going to say that. It's just with those guys, with all their powers that they have, Martian Manhunter is telepathic morphing Superman, and then there's Superman. Wonder Woman is like girl Superman, and then all those characters. I just couldn't justify it. Putting Batman amongst all and Green Lantern's Green Lantern could do anything as long as his will supports it. It's like just couldn't justify it. Yeah, yeah, no, Superman's got all that stuff too for sure. Like the bottom tier, I also think is easily overlooked because Green Lantern for $1 still gives you a lot of what Batman can do. I know he's not. I know there's not that much of a price difference, but still, Black Canary same thing. Black Canary is one of the best fighters, and she's got the Sonic Scream. Ted Cord does a lot of what Batman can do. Vic does too. Question does so, and Red Tornado for $1, he's pretty powerful. Okay, Base Up says use the way they were booked for their tier like guys hoping. I might consider it. I might consider it. I might consider it. I'll see what I can do. But also, I'll see what I can do. Okay, Bally says Bendis recently retconned a futuristic DC holiday called Miracle Monday, which was created by Elliot S. Magin, a celebration of Superman beating. Okay, yeah, no kidding. That's true. So good point. All right, guys. So thank you. You think Hawkman is overpriced? Really? Because I'm using the Alien Kadar Hall Hawkman. So I don't think he's overpriced, but there you go. And Black Canary is the steal. Yeah, Black Canary I think is the low key steal not everyone catches on to. Yeah, but anyway, okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. Feel free to retweet this as much as you want and see other people's games I'm playing, and I'll get to work on that Legion of Doom one, and we'll see how we go from there. Thank you so much for being here, and maybe I'll figure out a wrestling one. Maybe we can play that. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the likes, and as always, Dave knows.